The leaders representing the industrial food chain claim we need them to feed the world. We know this claim is false. The defining features of the industry's operations tell the real story. The chain feeds 30% of the world's population while using more than 75% of the world's agricultural land. Each year, industrial production destroys 75 billion tons of topsoil and cuts down 7.5 million hectares of forests. They use 90% of the fossil fuels used for agriculture and 80% of the world's fresh water to irrigate crops. The industry's operations contribute between 44 and 55% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. The combined annual cost for production and damages to ecosystems and health total a staggering $12.37 trillion. When we look at what happens to the chain's products, we find a story of waste and inefficiency. 50% of the chain's crop calories are used as livestock feed for animals. 9% of the chain's crop calories are turned into biofuel. 15% are lost in transportation, processing, and storage. 8% is wasted in households. 76% of the calories are wasted before making it to the plate. Only 24% is eaten by people. For every $1 paid to the chain, the public incurs $2 in cost for managing the chain's destruction. The industry's ecological impact is not a mystery, nor is it news. By design, the industry depends on practices that extract, erode, and destroy ecosystems and local ecological knowledge. Industrial-scale production of crops is rapidly depleting the world's aquifers. 1/3 of all aquifers are distressed. 2/3 are depleted. Rainfall cannot replenish water extracted at the rate of industrial production. The industry's ecological impact extends to the world's oceans. 75% of their products are processed foods. 30% of the plastic in the oceans is generated by the chain. 2 million tons each year. Every link in the industrial food chain from field to table contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. So how did this happen? We must be clear. The industry is created and maintained by a powerful combination of policies outlined in the Federal Farm Bill, subsidies from the public treasury, and trade arrangements that create markets for the industry's products. All of this is legal, and we all pay for it. Our communities are tethered to a publicly funded industry, an industry that by design and practice is unsustainable. The only conclusion we can draw is this: we have a publicly funded food economy, just not the one we need to live sustainably. The good news is that we know what we need to do. Working in partnership with nature yields abundant sources of food, clean water, and sequesters carbon. We can be guided by the practices of small-scale food producers who by design and practice already feed most of the world's population. Here is their story. They feed 70% of the world's people, but use less than 25% of agricultural land and 10% of agricultural use of fossil energy, only 20% of fresh water. They nurture 9 to 100 times the biodiversity used by the industrial food chain across plants, livestock, fish, and forests. They plant, save, and share 2 million varieties of locally adapted seeds from 7,000 plant species, and protect and interbreed thousands of wild plants at no cost. They do all this while capturing carbon by maintaining the health of soil and forests and savannas. With strategic partnerships with nature, small-scale indigenous producers remain the proven leaders in food security and climate resilience. It is time to invest our public dollars in an economy designed to follow the proven leaders. Learn how the economy created by the Headwaters Community Food and Water Bill creates the partnership with nature we need to live sustainably.